We spoke about it last time as well, and it's extremely important that you must understand. Last time was the legal requirements of it, and how this time was how we can make it practical in our safety file, okay? And how are we going to communicate it? The communications is extremely important, because without it, we are actually not doing any safety at all, because everything that we do in our safety file is with the employees in mind, is with the people that does the work. It's extremely important that everything we do is for them, because who's getting injured? It's the guys that does the work. And that's why it's so extremely important that whatever we do must have them in mind, okay? Did you guys know that every single day there's 18 IODs in South Africa? 2 of them is fatalities every single day. Keep that in mind while you are doing your risk assessment and while you are compiling your safe working procedures and safe operating procedures, your communication to your employees. How effective is your paperwork? I can remember I consulted to a large company here in Durban Prospectum. They make cars, and the safety officer, they told me, Gert, how effective is this document, or are we just ticking a box? And that resonated with me for years. And so you guys have got to keep that in mind. But else, what are we doing? We are actually just keeping management happy, but we've got no effect. Again, so we are painting a house. That is the task. There is the painter. What is he going to need? The method statement. Let's quickly look at the method statement. The tool and equipment that he's going to need. Well, firstly, there's going to be paint, which is chemicals. What do we need? We need drip sheets. We need step ladders. We're most probably going to need some scaffolding. And that is, we need cleaning chemicals for afterwards. Brushes. Okay, then you'll manage that for us, eh? Cleaning chemicals. So those are the equipment that we have. Once we know what equipment we have, we can carry on from there. So for example, what is the steps that we are going to follow? Well, we're going to prepare the wall for painting by sanding it. We're going to replace the drip sheets to minimize environmental spills. We're going to decant paint into painting trays on the drip sheets. We are going to store paint in well-ventilated areas away from any ignition sources as per the MSDSs. We're going to start painting the house by using a ladder, okay? And inside the ladder, we're going to ensure that the ladders are inspected and safe before use. The ladder must be at all times secure by fellow employees holding the ladders at the bottom. And then we're going to start painting the house by using scaffolding, perhaps, ensuring scaffolders are safe by using the safety use tag on it. Always use safety harnesses, barricade below scaffolding, clean the spills as they happen. And then once you are done with the house, you're going to close out. You can never clean the paint brushes and rollers at the client's premises. Look at that. That is our method statement, okay? The method statement is an opportunity where we sit down and we say, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this task? Then we start doing our risk assessment, okay? You see, the method statement is a task step-by-step specific to the site requirements. And we list all our tools, our steps, how we use the tools of all the employees that's responsible. And then we do the training and competency for all the task, equipment, and material. And then once we have identified everything, then we go to the risk assessment, whereby we identify the hazards, the risk rating, and the controls. Okay, good. Now, just quickly want to see here. Oh, I must do that. Good. Okay. Now, a risk assessment. Let's quickly do a look at the risk assessment for crossing a road. Everybody actually have done a risk assessment, and that is amazing because we do the stuff without even noticing. For example, every time you cross the road, you are doing a risk assessment. Okay? How do we do a risk assessment? Well, we stand on the side of the road. What do? We look left, right, left, right, left, right. And what are we looking for? We're looking for vehicles. When do we cross? When it is safe. Okay, very important. or we can cross at the safest area. Okay, these are all the part of our risk assessment elements that we need to see how we're going to eliminate or mitigate our risk. Okay, have you ever seen where it is the safest? Have you ever seen? Let's quickly look at the elements. We've got hazards. This is quite important. Okay, this is quite important that we look at our risk assessments elements. We've got hazards, which is the source of danger, which is the vehicles. Okay, we have got the risk. It is what we're going to get injured with. Well, the injury, it's a high injury, and we can get death. You know, it's quite a serious risk. The controls that we are going to enforce is continuous risk assessment, where we're constantly going to look left, right, left. And we're going to use engineering controls. We're going to use the safe crossings at the robot. Again, we're going to use the signs, place signs in place so that we can know where to cross. We're going to train the people on how to cross and our safe working procedures. Because have you ever seen a child cross a road? Okay, have you ever seen a child cross a road? A child hasn't got the experience. So what do? They just run. Okay, they do not follow the elements of a risk assessment from hazards and the risk and the controls. Okay, that's why a mother holds a child's hand and a cat walks with it across the road. It teaches it. And that is how a risk assessment and a safe working procedure links to each other. It is the communication of it. Okay, extremely important that we must identify how are we going to communicate this to us via the safe working procedures. Okay, now let's quickly have a look at some of our communications. Now, guys, these communications, oh my goodness, so many people, so many ways of doing communications. And we must understand that communicating in safety is most probably the thing that nobody wants to do, because people will tell you, listen, I've been doing this job for 20 years. You can't teach me anything. And it's not about teaching. Okay, it's about reminding. Because the first thing that people say when they get injured is, now I did a stupid thing. Okay, just think about it. You make yourself a sandwich, you cut yourself with the knife, you say, now I did a stupid thing. Or you walk with a heavy box, you drop the box, it falls on your feet, and you break a toe or something, and you say, now I did a stupid thing. Because, so what is this training all about? And we must make sure that this communication is effective as much as possible, guys, because people don't like safety because we lack in our ability to communicate. Okay. I actually had a client one day that phoned me and he says, this safety nonsense is useless because I've been telling this guy every single day to wear his safety shoes. He's still not wearing his safety shoes. And I am just fed up with him and he needs to do this. And he just went on and on and on and on. And eventually I told this guy, there's nothing wrong with that person. The problem lies with you because you are thinking of safety as corporate rather than relational. You cannot make a person safer than safe. The only way that you can get that guy to be safe is where you communicate to him in a manner that he actually understands. Just telling him wear your safety shoes is not good enough. He needs to know why. And that is where your safety communication needs to build around. Once again, 18 IODs every single day. You are working as a person compiling this file. You are working with that in mind. You're working extremely hard to make your stuff effective. Communication is how you take the paperwork, the knowledge, the expertise, or whatever you do from the file and make it part of the people's daily work. So you can break up your safety in various of sections. But getting back to that man with the safety shoes, I told this guy, go back to that person and tell him, hey, when you lose your feet due to an accident not wearing your safety shoes, who's going to kick ball with your son? You understand? It is where the people starts understanding why we do safety. It's not so that we can tick a box, everybody's wearing safety shoes. It is so that you can remain safe because people at home is depending on you. Okay, so that is the communication foundation that we need to think about. We've got in-house training, we've got external training. Okay, we must understand the difference between those two, in-house and external. Good. In-house training is where you've got your safe working procedures, safe operating procedures. Now, guys, the difference between it, actually, we're using it very loosely, but the big difference between it is that safe working procedures, how do we do a task? Okay, so cleaning of gutters, doing trenching, all of those things, while safe operating procedure is how do we use a tool. Okay, how do you operate something? Okay, safe working procedure, how do you do the work? Okay, that's actually the definition. Induction training is communicating the company safety management system to all employees. Now, that is usually induction training. When you go to a construction site, is where they tell you, listen, this is the standard. Everybody needs to wear safety shoes. Everybody needs to wear hard hats. This is the if an incident happened, you report it here. This is where the toilets are. This is where you can wash your hands. And that's where you eat. Okay, which is fine, guys. When it comes to induction training, it happens in the beginning of each project. And when you are not in construction, that's why I asked them what industry it is. If you're not in construction, you have a revision of it. Okay, so you can have it once a year or whatever suits you best. Induction training is there to lay the foundation. Maybe we should have our next talk about induction training. Leanne, remind us there, because induction training is extremely important. Guys, a lot of people think about the induction training is not important, but I'm telling you now, if you do not lay a decent foundation at induction training, your efforts is becoming null and void. Okay, I had a client, I need to tell you guys the story. We had a client that did asked us to do a safety file for them to do some work at a manufacturing plant in Pietermaritzburg. We did the safety file. The audit on the safety file passed. So the following day, they had to go to the induction training. All the employees, I think it was 6 of them, went for the induction training. They listened to the safety officer there speaking. The safety officer told them there what PPE to wear, a hard hat, safety shoes, reflector vest. They told them where to go for the toilet. They told them all the normal things. From the induction training, after they signed the register, they went to the perimeter area where they need to do the work. They immediately started working. When the safety officer walked out of the induction room to the place where they were, he saw that none of them was wearing the correct PPE. While they were literally less than half an hour ago, were asked to wear a hard hat. They were not wearing hard hats. So he closed the site down and he chased them off site. That is how important induction training is. It's not just a ticking exercise, guys. Please don't be humiliated by taking this lightly. Next time we will talk about induction training. Then safety talks. Oh, guys, we've got safety talks. Everybody wants safety talks, and that is a fantastic topic to have, safety talks. The whole theme of safety talks is to keep people reminded of safety. It's a constant, ongoing safety communication. It is like, because so many times people get to we spoke about safety, tick it off, but safety is a constant reminder. It's like going to the gym. You're not going to get fit if you don't go regularly. You're going to forget about safety if you don't talk about it regularly. Okay, in construction sites, they talk about safety talks. They want it once a day or once a week, depending on the client requirement. Okay, this is our in-house training. People do not value your in-house training, guys. It is extremely, extremely important. And in my eyes, it is more important than your external training, because your internal training, we are actually addressing the hazards. While by your external training, yes, there's an internal training. We've got various of posters. I will give you some more and show you there. I will maybe email you something regarding that, Leanne, if you can remind me of how to, of all the safety stuff. External training, that is those that is CETA accredited. Okay, that is your legal liability, your health and safety rep, your emergency evacuator training, your first aid of firefighter, risk assessment, incident investigator, all of those normal things that the people want you to have training in your certificate. And that is extremely valuable due to the fact that you are compliant to the Occupational Health and Safety Act and regulations. We must have our external training sorted. But guys, never get confused between the difference, external and in-house. Okay, the external training is CETA accredited training. In-house training is what you do on site. Okay, now here's some posters that I use to assist me. Posters is very valuable regarding making sure that you are addressing the hazards and constantly reminding. Give you a little bit of background of myself. After I was a teacher for 10 years of my life, and I have learned that nobody reads. So I used a lot of posters. When I left the teaching profession, I learned that nobody still reads. So you must, when you talk about something, make it effective. Put the posters up after you spoke about a certain topic so that the people can be reminded. When they see the picture, they are reminded about what you have spoken about. Okay, so you can see the last two posters there is all about home-based safety. So the people must understand, we're not doing this for the boss. Okay, we're not doing this for compliance. We are doing this because there's children and family at home waiting for you. Okay, very, very important. And tell the guys, listen, at home, what are you doing to make sure your house is safe? But we are going to talk about that next time, a little bit of induction training. I'm very passionate about induction training. Okay, I want to show you something else that I've actually prepared as well. This is some safe working procedures, which I cannot find. Let me go and open it up. There you go. There you go. Okay. Here is some safe working procedures that I have done for clients. This is like using electrical drill. There is hand tools. I will email you some of these documents. And it doesn't open nicely. I have to open it all the way. Eh? There's a step ladder. There's grinders. Let's open the grinder. Good. There's some grinders, safe working procedures. I've placed some of the signs right on top because it makes it visual, because people don't read. But this is formal stuff. And then obviously the people can sign also on the registers at the back. You can also then, what we have done is on our software, you know that we speak about this quite fondly because it helps us to make sure that all our documents is in place. Now, guys, I just need to mention, we use the software every single day of our lives in Sika. That's why he's not, he's just listening in today. And Sika, can I carry on with this now?
Yeah, sure.
Or you want to take over? You know safe working procedures. Have you got a time now, or are you busy with the safety file?
I am still busy, but I was just listening in.
Fantastic. I'll take this.
Yep.
You can see there's your education, very important. Internal training tools. There's your safe working procedure, safe operating procedure, safe working procedure. Yeah, if you have a look at your safe operating procedures there, you'll see here's various of tools. There's drills and grinders and this. Let's just look at one quickly. So there is what it looks like on the left-hand side. This is how you manipulate it on the right-hand side. And you have got everything at the tip of your hands. Okay. So you can see there's your grinders, there's your ladders.
Wait, sorry, Kat.
Yes.
Sorry, Kat. I don't. It's still on the construction regulation document.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not on the.
Not on there.
Yeah.
Oh, I selected a window. Thank you for picking that up.
Okay.
Let me change that quickly. Guys, can you see me now?
Yes. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so you will see on our homepage of our safe site, this is what we use to print safety files on a daily basis. There is our safe operating procedures. These are safe working procedures. If you have a look at your SOPs, there's a list and list of SOPs there that we can have. Look at the grinder. Here is what you will print on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side is how you manipulate it. If we go back, you will see there is step ladders, A-frame ladders, everything in place. So what makes this extremely powerful is it's like a register. It keeps everything neatly in place for you. It places your names and logos and stuff all at the correct place. So that is fantastic and makes your printing the safety file so quick. Okay. And then when we go to our safe working procedures, comes also with some generic stuff there. There's barricading, there's demolition. So if we look at that one there, here you can see still in progress. You can on the left-hand side is what it will print out, on the right-hand side is what it looks like, how you manipulate it. Okay, so there is so many of them. You are welcome to manipulate them, use them, edit them just like you want to. Okay. So this is then from Safe Site side, but I will definitely send you a one or two so that you can see how we used to do it in the past. Okay, there's the grinder one. I'll send you the grinder one and some posters. Okay, but send us on your just send us for us on communication there. Send us your email address, please, so that we can know how to who's to send it to as well. Melandi, you joined us. Thank you very much. Nice seeing you again. But send us your email address so we can send you our safe sample of a safe working procedures and some of the posters, because it forms part of your communication. Guys, I'm going to close with the following statement. If you fail to communicate effectively, your safety file has failed. Okay, it is not